Hello, welcome to Fabric Friday. My name's Liz. These are the flying geese blocks that we were making. I'll put these out of the way for the time being. And what I'm going to do now is just choose two of different colours if you're making it scrappy and sew them together like that. It's as simple as that, just two together, two together, two together. And these will make the flying geese blocks. Quarter of an inch seam allowance, and as I've told you before, I like chain piecing, so that's what I'm doing. Now if you sew, so the one that has the point is up, you'll see your stitching lines where they cross, so you can avoid those if possible, so you'll get a nice point. So I'll show you here, like that, you've got a lovely point. And I'm just going to finger press for the time being, and I press them away from the point at the moment, but in a minute you'll see you can't avoid that. So when you've sewn a load of twos together, get them so that they are pointing towards each other and stitch them. Now I'll look and see which one is closer to my stitching line and keep that one on top, so that I can watch out for my seam allowance. Couple of anchoring stitches. And then basically figure out which side to press to. It doesn't matter which side you press to, but the one that's got more fabric on it, although it doesn't seem to want to do that way, so take it to where it wants to go, and it doesn't want to go that way. But when you take it to your iron, it will flatten out an awful lot. But we'll just finger press it for now. And that's the flying geese block. So you need to do how many? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 6, 17 of them, I think. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yes, I was right, 17. And when it's at the iron, I might even press this open. But as I say, it doesn't matter which way you press them. And then I'll show you what to do next. cornerstones, as you know, we've been making loads and loads of flying geese units, but for the cornerstones we aren't going to sew them together like we did these in twos. We're going to sew them together, one there and one there. So actually it makes a square in a square. We could have made a square in a square or Hossa square triangles and sewn them together, but as we're making loads of these flying geese, I thought I'll just make a few extra for the cornerstones. And we put them together like that, so it's just line them up as best you can. Mine are not lined up exactly on every single one. Few anchoring stitches, line up there, there, and go for it. And you can press them to whichever side you want. And not far off. In fact, that bit's near perfect. That bit's not quite. But by the time it's sewn into the quilt and it's quilted, that little bit will hardly be noticeable at all. And now I'll show you how I'd go to my design board. As you can see, this is the layout that I was going to go for, that was in my head, but to me it looks a bit chaotic, jumbled and that, so I've changed my mind, because these are the cornerstones, and like I said, I've changed my mind. So I'll now show you. I've done most of the rest of the quilt. It's just this last bottom bit. As you can see, I added sashing and it separates everything, which I think has made it less chaotic. These are the flying geese that we pour in, and the cornerstones I've got all around the outside, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10 around the outside of the accent colour, which is the same as in here, but the two for the centre, one and one further down, are actually one of the fabrics from the blocks, so it helps to tie it in. And all these are all scrappy, and I used 2.5 inch strips. I did 16-inch length by 2.5 inch wide, and I sewed one to the flying geese block on the right hand side, one to the patchwork block to the right hand side, flying geese block right hand side, patchwork block right hand side, and then I sewed them together, and I put a 2.5 when I'd done the top and some other way to match. I did a 2.5 inch strip all the way along to join the two together so it looked cohesive, and I much prefer this. It's obviously made it a bit bigger but this is what I'm doing, and so I'm going to now Do the same with the bottom row. Stitch it onto here, stitch 2 sides down in the white, and that will be the central point done. I'll just put a border around the edge and that's it. It'll be done. Thank you.